I remade a bunch of Yandere Simulator characters, specifically the rivals, and then Ayano, Senpai, and Infochan. Quick disclaimer, I don't support Yandere Dev in any way, nor do I support the game anymore. I just grew up with it, and I saw this trend a little bit ago, and I figured I'd give it a shot. Um, I drew these like a month or two ago, and then never recorded this, so here we are. It's going to be very out of order. I started off with creating a potential like cover where it's Love Me instead of Yandere Simulator with the Ayano that I created. And then for Ayano, I wanted her to be like very plain. Maybe after every rival, she ends up taking on one of their traits, or as the game evolves, she takes on her own as now she sees life with a purpose. I wanted her to be more not emotionless, but potentially apathetic. Like maybe she has some kind of mental illness that results in lack of as strong emotions or very vivid emotions instead of just normal ones, like it's black and white instead. Um, I don't know. I am not very educated on a lot of mental illnesses that cover those. And then I gave her the full school uniform as well as a different uniform for potentially stealth missions, if there are any, where I gave her a mask. Her eyes are very like dark or plain at the start of the game. And then shorts and leggings because I love shorts and leggings. Decidedly, none of these characters have thigh highs except for like one, I think, because thigh highs, they just feel kind of weird. I don't know. For Osana, I had an idea and then I didn't entirely stick with it, but I imagine her to be very sunshine underneath the rough exterior. But she's only rough on the exterior because she grew up being forced to protect herself in a way. Like, her parents weren't really around, so she stuck around the senpai constantly, and they became best friends. And so I gave her braids instead of pigtails, because braids, in my opinion, are a lot softer on your head. She's still a ginger, and decidedly, Raibaru is her twin. However, I did not draw Raibaru, and I will not draw Raibaru. I'm not going back to this challenge. I didn't like it. I gave her shorts underneath and no socks. I imagine her to be like very overwhelmed by too many textures, so she's wearing a very soft jacket instead. And then for her secondary outfit, she has the short hair, shorts, and very soft cat socks because I wanted her to have cat socks, as well as a very loose fitting shirt. She is me. I definitely put a lot of myself into her, very overwhelmed by textures. For Amaya, I had an idea where I wanted her to be like, air quotes, bigger, like chubby. She's very love of food, but like not in a bad way. I think all body types are beautiful. And I wanted her to be like sweet, almost like a cupcake herself. And so I gave her like twin braids similar to Osana, but not nearly as long. And I gave her the entire uniform with shorts and smaller socks because, yeah, I don't know. I don't think she'd wear leggings either because it's skirts fashion. I didn't put her cooking club uniform on for her main outfit, but it's for her second outfit because she works with her family's bakery and maybe she bakes things at home and then brings them to school instead of having a whole kitchen set up at school because I don't know, that's kind of weird. I used to have cooking class, but that's about it. I made her a strawberry blonde with very minty green eyes, and then I thought maybe she's like going blind and taste and texture is one of the few things she still has left, as well as smell, so she makes really sweet things because someday she won't be able to see them. And then I made myself really sad. For Kazana, I wanted her to be short. She is a short queen. I didn't want her hair to be bright purple, but I knew that she had to have purple somewhere. And I wanted her to be like very prissy, very not nice, and her hair's down and very poofy, and she has a headband with a flower that I was going to turn into a rose, but I don't know how to draw roses. And she like gives very posh vibes. She's got more of a vest than a cardigan. Just, I don't know. And she carries a bag. Her tips of her hair are dyed purple instead. She's got purple, I know I said no thigh highs, but purple thigh high socks and like almost ballet heels. I don't know, I liked her design. And then for her second design, it would be after Senpai, where she's a lot more chilled out and more so like she's going out and she's wearing leggings. For Oka, oh my goodness, I had so much trouble, but I love her. I had the like short idea of goth girlfriend, and then I took that and ran in the wind. I tried to give her a skirt cover, which didn't really work, so I just opted for a really long sweater instead over top of the skirt. And like she's got these really pretty braids and almost a braid crown, and I decided that she is pagan because yes, why not? And she has spider web leggings and this really pretty sweater that I'm actually jealous of and these really tall boots, and I decided she needed split dye hair because that is the one of the few ways that she can express herself is with her dyed hair, and so she dyes half of it dark blue and the other half lighter blue. No, her natural hair is dark blue. Like almost a black. And then after Senpai, she's a lot more chilled out. Her outside of school uniform, not uniform, is like fishnets and stuff, and she's just a lot more chill. Asu gave me problems. Oh my god. I realized very quickly that I don't know how to draw sporty people, I don't know how to draw sporty girls, and I felt real bad, so I did not do the best on her, and we're just gonna leave it at that. I gave her knee pads and some type of ball, a school uniform for probably like sports events and sports teams, because she's probably the captain of a couple of them, and then I put her hair in a ponytail, and I called it a day, and the next day I gave her her uniform where she has a different type of sports ball, because why not, and like knee pads on her school uniform, and she's bright blonde, and she's very tan, and I don't like her. Please ignore her. Osaro has been the love of my life since the rivals were first announced. Oh my god. So I made them non-binary because I feel like they should be. Why not? And like I put them in the boys' uniform. I gave them a jacket to sling over their shoulder because they're just this angry, almost chihuahua. Is my phone buzzing? No, it's not. Angry, almost chihuahua. They have bandages on their face because they're getting into fights. I think during their week with Senpai, this would be a redemption arc. I firmly believe that Osaro can be this big, lovable puppy and just like a Rottweiler, where they're so loving towards their partner and then they hate everyone else because fuck everyone else, you know? I slapped him in a t-shirt and a long sleeve shirt because I think they would wear that, and really tall boots. I love tall boots. They are fantastic. And like a skull shirt because they're emo, but like they're not actually, they're just doing it to look cool. And I don't know, I like them. For Hanako, I decided that she is not Senpai's sister at all because that's real weird. She's part of the little group that Osana, Senpai, and Raibaru had when they were little, and she just kind of grew up with them, but she remained childish because she had very loving parents and a very supportive friend group growing up, and so she could remain bubbly, childish, and not sheltered, but not really giving a shit about the world. Like, she can be dark. She can be very dark. But she's not gonna. I give her buns because I think she would look really cute in buns instead of her pigtails. And then I gave her, like, very fluffy hair, very fluffy bangs. I put her in the normal school uniform with the vest instead of the cardigan. And then I put her in red because I think red suits her pretty well, with purple dyed hair and then black hair. And then I don't know. I liked her. Megumi gave me the issues. I don't like Megumi either. I wanted her to be tall and considered very professional because that's what her family is. She's rich and in a very strict household. I know a lot about her backstory because I found her interesting, and her backstory is real sad. So I put her in the stereotypical anime glasses, high ponytail, like sharper eyes type of look. And I put the school uniform on her, but she's wearing it properly, I think. I don't remember. Yes, she is. She's wearing the vest and stuff. Hang on. And, like, I don't know. And then for her second not uniform, outfit, I put her in her work outfit because I don't think she'd really be wearing anything. I don't think. Like, I don't know. Her family's very strict, so I think she'd be wearing professional stuff pretty much all the time. But she works at her family's business. She's got very long legs, I'm realizing now. But it's fine. It's fine. I love the second suit. It's gorgeous. Whatever. We're keeping it. Yeah. And then I believe this one is Senpai. This one is Senpai. So for Senpai, I wanted them to be very plain and their character forms with the story as well. And so, doing so, I made them boring as shit. I think maybe you could probably customize them as well. I don't know, if it's a very, like, you put yourself and you put your lover, like, type of customization. I don't know, I'm not recreating a game, just the characters. And then I also did the alleged female senpai that will ever come out. I don't know if she will. I'm surprised she hasn't been implemented already. In effectively the same outfit, just with longer hair. Both look very worried. Whoops. Still new to drawing eyebrows on my characters. And I put them in, like, the very basic uniform, and their personality will develop depending on how the character does things, as well as how, like, Ayano's personality will develop depending on what you do, kind of thing. It's a very butterfly effect game in my head. And then I put a little bit of the rivals' colors across them, specifically in their shoes. They had, like, the rivals' colors on their shoes, and I thought it was cool. And then I changed it because I didn't like the pink. And senpai isn't the correct wording for senpai, and so I suggest maybe we call them darling instead. And then next is Infochan. I decided Infochan was also going to be non-binary, and a short queen. Queen, as in Kween, the non-binary version, of course. I'm joking. I gave them really tall boots, because I really like drawing really tall boots, so nobody's going to take those away from me. A really long sweater. I made their skirt longer, as well as just generally covering up as much skin as they can. They have a braid and all that. And yeah, we're done! This challenge took me so long, and I don't like it. But I really like some of the characters I designed. I really like Amaya and Osana. Like, and Oka, they're my favorites. For a couple of them, I was just kind of shooting the shit, getting them over with, but some of these I've had so much thought into them, and I put so much thought into them, and I adore them. Here are my babies. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all later. Goodbye!